A brass tacks presentation. Discretion advised.
You ready? All right then. What's going on, people? It's your boy, Brass Tacks in this bitch. You already know. Unsane. Interesting movie, interesting concept. Woman's been a victim of being stalked in this bitch. I ain't gonna lie to you, I understand how she feels. I've been stalked once in my life. I ain't gonna lie to you, I like it. A little time later, she unwittingly gets herself thrown into a mental asylum in this bitch. Some of my exes belong in a mental asylum, I ain't gonna lie to you. I've been stabbed. I've been damn near run over by a girl who wasn't even my ex. She was my best friend's ex. Do you know what I'm saying? Shit crazy. So she's in a mental asylum, right? She spends a lot of time figuring out whether she's really seeing what she's seeing or whether she really is insane. Shit makes for interesting viewing. You know when you get girls so crazy? She's beautiful, but she's crazy, but she's too crazy that her being beautiful doesn't even matter. Overall, a movie worth watching. Would I watch it again? Probably not. It's a great movie, but it's kind of let down by the third act. But I do recommend you watch it for a number of reasons, primarily it being shot with an iPhone 7 Plus with Filmic Pro. You guys don't know what Filmic Pro is? It's a great app for you guys to make film-like videos. The way it's shot, the good thing about phones, you can fit them into tight spaces, you get very claustrophobic viewpoints, and it adds to the tension of this movie. But that's enough about the movie. Let's talk about the 4K transfer in this bitch. You got a full screen in this bitch. Shot on the iPhone 7 Plus in 4K. Visual effects, if any, 2K. Digital intermediate, 4K. DTS HD, master audio, 5.1. The 1080p Blu-ray look decent, and for the most part, this movie is an uptick. Detail is slightly more improved. You take a couple of pubic hairs, you put it on there, slightly more of an improvement. Close-ups reveal extra detail. Not much, but a few extra details. A few wrinkles, a few imperfections, a few cracks on the skin. Not like me, I'm flawless in this bitch, but then, oh yeah. Indoor and outdoor shots, some textures of the clothing, details in the building itself, objects, and bits and pieces have an added layer of detail. Nothing mind-blowing, nothing which is gonna blow you away, but it's there. Hey, I'll tell you something surprising. I was expecting a very clean digital image, because it is shot with the iPhone, but then they post-processed it and they added grain into this movie, which normally would bother me, but it wasn't that bad at all. It does have great depth, but it's inconsistent. Indoor scenes and certain shots give you a great degree of depth, but it varies from situation to situation in this bitch. Just like sex. You have sex in the car, may not be as good as sex in the bed, but it could be more exciting. For the most part, black levels are fairly dark and inky. They can be a little washed out at times. There is some black crush in this because I don't think the iPhone does very well with blacks. It is an uptick from the 1080p Blu-ray for sure.
Let's go.
Hey, you want to know what the HDR is like? So basically, you got a new BMW i8. You're loving it, looks amazing, but you need a change, okay? So you're thinking, I love the car, but I want to do something different. So what do I do? So you're thinking, I'll tell you what, let's just respray that bitch. I want this kind of blue reddish type motif. So they implement it, but here's the problem. It doesn't quite look how it does on the magazine, but the chicks dig it. You said, let me take it out for a spin. It's a little bit off the color I was looking for, but the chicks dig it, and you're getting cooch for days. That's how the HDR is like. The HDR is the selling point of this 4K disc. It's not the added detail or added depth, because in some cases, it's fairly minimal. The HDR is the most obvious looking change. Like it's your girl, right? You see your girl every day, she go away on holiday, she come back, guess what? She got a tan. That's immediately noticeable in this bitch. It's like she went away, came back with a boob job in this bitch, but she got a different color to her. That shit's more noticeable. She could have lost weight, but the first thing you'll notice is the color. I ain't gonna lie to you. Extra dynamics in the color. Sky is a much brighter blue. The darks are a lot darker. Some of the colors in the clothing and some of the lighting does have added color depth in there, and also gives off more nuance in color detail that you're not gonna pick up on the 1080p. You tell your girl to sit on a woof, see what happens. You know what's gonna happen? I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. Her coochie gonna be scared. Cause this movie is more about dialogue. the combo between people is probably going to vibrate against the cooch, which is probably going to have like a purring sound. When you got your car engine on, you're just chilling, it's got that low-key vibration. That vibration does wonders for the cooch, I ain't gonna lie to you. There are parts of this movie that has jump scares, and when you get jump scares, the cooch is gonna get jumped. You're gonna go, ah, you know what I mean? The cooch is gonna get jumped. The cooch is gonna be shocked. She could get a few treacles just off the shock. There is fairly decent surround sound, but you're not really watching this for the sound because it is mostly dialogue driven. But what the woofer will do is get her ready and prepped for your dick in this bitch. Is it one of those movies you could watch again and again? No. Is it a big upgrade from the 1080p? Not really. The HDR is noticeable. Nothing here really is dick hard, to be honest. But it is the best way to watch this film, and it is surprisingly better than the 1080p. I wasn't expecting it to look as good as it did as a 4K disc, so it was surprising. Is it a day one pickup? I would wait for a discount. If you end up watching the 1080p, you're not missing much. Alright guys, subscribe if you haven't already. It's your boy, Brass Tacks in this bitch. I'll see you soon.